I'm on top of it. I'm going over to Facebook. We are multi-streaming live on Facebook again, Twitch again, and YouTube again. And for some reason, it still does it in StreamYard to where it sets it to private. Okay? So I got to go over to Facebook and, okay, now we are public over on Facebook. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good morning. Morning, Angela. Angela, I've been, thank you for the camera again. I love it. We got cameras all over this bitch to try us. We do, and it's snowing today. Hey, Crafton and Kim. Good morning. Christola, you got to change the avatar while you wait for Lately Laterson. You can't be late to Facebook. They don't allow it. It's not allowed. They have rules. And they actually enforce their rules over there. I think it's probably owned by a Democrat. Probably. They're bossy and rulish. Just kidding. Kind of. They like to boss people around a lot. I like freedom. Hey! Patriots, bitches. Not the team. Patriot. Good morning, Thea. Love you. Hey, Amy. Good morning, Kelly B. Good morning, Boo Boo Kitty Meow. Robbie and family, how are we? Much love to y'all. Off to work. Drive safe, especially if you're anywhere like me. Okay, if you're by snow by any chance. Good morning, Nikki and Van. I'm not kidding when I say that I had a dream about you last night. I believe your husband was there too. No, it wasn't sexual. I think maybe it was. You know, to be honest, and I woke up laughing. I've been waking up laughing a lot lately. I actually, am I allowed to say this? It's a dream, so it's for entertainment purposes in your dreams. I was having sex with an elderly woman that looked a lot like the woman from Superstore, the elderly lady that passed away with the bun. What's her name? Myrtle? And then she like rolled off a, what's it called? Like a bed platform, like in a bathhouse. I think we were in a bathhouse. It was a weird place where there's lots of sexual activity. And then I screamed in my dream. I went, ah! As she fell down. And I woke up and I was like, and I just started laughing because why would I scream? I don't care if she falls. She wasn't that good in bed. Jeez. Morning, Michael, Elizabeth. Morning, Amber. Hey, Rosaline. Good to see you. Brianna. Tinksy. Hope you're doing good. One last thing I want to say before I get on a roll here. Yesterday was Black Friday and I did a lot of shopping for my husband online because I'm lazy as fuck. But I was out and about for a little bit and I'm not promoting vapes, but I had to get a new vape. And I'm trying to quit that, but you know, whatever. It's really delicious. So I went over. Hold on, I got peanuts in my teeth. I think from that dream. I went over to the vape shop. They had a discount for $5 per disposable pen. That was peanut butter cookie flavor, so I got 3 of them. And I'm going to vape the shit out of them. Good morning, little lady. Good morning, Megan. Robbie was having sex with a woman. Yeah, we're in an alternate universe. True story, Mama Bear. I've had sex with women. Isn't that cool? I have. I've done it. I have done them. And I was on top, too. Hey, Jerry D. Vape shop that I went to. I Googled it. It was called like Vape 5. It's in my, hold on, it's in my history. Message me. I'll send it to you on Messenger. I have. So you're saying there's a chance? What? I mean, marriage kind of stops that. But if I was single and maybe there was like a, not to be mean, but I mean, I do have standards, you know, if there was like a Paris Hilton looking like petite, thin in shape woman that makes me feel like a man, like, oh, I'm going to dominate the fuck out of you. Yeah, I'd do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I know Granny's watching has kind of been intertwined in Morbid's community lately and stuff. I don't know if, you know, I've been respectful to her, but let me just start off by saying this quickly to her. I was listening to her stream yesterday and a couple of times. First of all, she said she's like, Robbie's a bottom. He says that repeatedly. No, I brag about how I'm the man. well, we're both men. We're hot, sweaty, hairy men that roll on top of each other, and we're married. But I'm the top. I never said that. She also said, she's like, and Robbie said that he got genital warts from his husband. Those fucking words never came out of my mouth. So I don't know where she comes up with this information. It's weird seeing her in communities and stuff, but just my personal opinion, she's just kissing ass. That's my opinion, though. So when she got barked back at before, because she was complaining about that, she's like, I don't like being accused of snorting cocaine off of asses and blah, blah, blah. Well, I really don't give a fuck because you've accused me of a lot of shit, so I don't care. Okay? I'll be peaceful with you on panels and in communities, but other than that, I do believe that you are a kiss-ass granny. Okay? Do we have any questions about that? Any comments? G-Dubs is a hoot. Someday her relevancy will come. Well, okay, listen. Let me just point something out here. How often, and tell the truth, because you don't even know what I'm going to say. How often do you see grannies watching, staying in somebody's chat the entire live? Hold on. It gets better. The entire live stream. Not only that, but taking count and being a accountant, so to speak, secretary, keeping count of donations that they're raising for Wendy Pack on panel. She was, because she was kissing ass. She doesn't do that to anyone. Love you, Dorothy. Why would she say that? I don't know. But getting into what I'm going to talk about, we're not going to be talking about that May Noodle chick because I don't know her. This is not about that. This is about my experience with Morbid. We're good. Actually, the only reason Morbid, when he was Misery and Jimmernam, ever stopped talking was because of Beck. And she said he was controlling. I believe that well, I'll get into that. It's going to be a response to Beck. Love you, Nikki, because she doesn't remember things. And I'm really proud that she's getting into the sobriety thing because, that's awesome. But from somebody with experience, when you do things and you get really wasted online and you say stuff and then you forget what happened and you blame the other person, I'm here to correct you. Okay. That is correct, Nikki, but I'm glad she's getting, sober. There, now I'm done with the mashed potatoes. Oh, you were masturbating. Good for you. Morning, Trisha. You don't know who Beck is. Well, I'm going to inform you. Okay? Hey, Tam. So why don't you grab your caffeine, grab an ass to snort a line off of, Granny, or, whatever. Gets you going so you can listen up because I've got a lot of information, okay? So I'm going to be blabbing. So gather. Oh, and and I'll get into the glare too because we'll just gather around, okay? It's going to be a little bit, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to try to be nice. But, we're dealing with some assholes here, so. No chance. No dance. That's so cool! I won! Yay! Ow! Ow! My I thought I could take a hit of my vape in time. I apologize about that. Hey, at least I'm not naked, huh? Give me a minute, okay? Give me just a moment here. Wow. Are you letting your hair grow? No, Wendy, you know what? And I don't even celebrate No Shave November. It's just, it is what it is. And my facial hair, I need to shave it. My brother-in-law looked at me the other day and he's a real honest Taurus. They're all fucking honest. He walks up to my face. He goes, I don't like your beard. What the fuck are you talking about? Looks just like your beard. Except I'm like 6 years older than him or 7. Fuck you. He's like, you either need to go stop dyeing it or do one color because your head's going gray. I've been too lazy to cut my hair, so I appreciate that. I do. Okay. Now, thank you, Tennille. What Jerry said. What did Jerry say? Hold on. I love you too. Let's see. why she wanted to save her and she can do clips so she can she has to bear the heat. Are you talking about Granny? Hey, I'll thank you, Amy Doe. You're having a hard time calling misery morbid? Me too. And Amy, if you want to come up, I have a formula because I've been listening to these live streams, which, by the way, let me just point out real quick. Tarot with Trisha has been a member for 8 months. Thank you, Trisha. You're awesome, and I love you. And I love your hubby boyfriend, okay? But I have a formula because I've been taking notes because I wasn't going to talk about this. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. This is bullshit. So I have some notes. So I have a formula. I'm not going to be very organized, but I'm going to start with Becca because she emailed me about a week ago. Okay? Hold on a minute. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Do you guys want me to show you my tits? I'll show you my tits if you want. I spray tanned real bad. No, I got to work out my stomach. Those are my tits. Thank you. Anyways, Claire was in her chat during her live saying things, then got on her panel to talk to her. She started crying and she kicked him off panel. Claire immediately went live. Who did so? Who did so? Why she cried? The glare made her cry. I never saw that channel. Are you guys talking about the May Noodles chick? Because I don't know her and I don't know anything about that, so I'm not going to get into that. But I am going to get into Beck real quick. And Amy, let me know if you want a link. So let me give you a little history on me and Beck, okay? And Space Monster. Because the other day, when I was, Space Monster was on Morbid's panel. I'm not going to accuse, but obviously, I've known her for a long time. She was drunk. Okay. I can tell when her or Becca are drunk. You could probably tell if I'm drunk. It's easy with them, though, because their demeanor and their voice completely change. Okay, Amy, I'm just putting this in just for you, though. Okay. So let me give you a quick history. Becca, the first time I found out who she was when she made a video about me. Years ago, like I want to say 4 years ago, but it was a nice video. She had papers. She had notes, thick notes. This bitch was studying me. She was studying making lemonade. It's back in the days when me and lemonade were fighting with each other. And she did a really long video. I was like, wow, that was really well spoken and good. Thank you for doing that. That was really nice, you know? And then she was like nice and whatever. So cut to her and Space Monster and her meeting misery throughout that community of, making lemonade and all that. Okay. Cut to one day, Space Monster's on my panel and we were just having a good time. This is back when I actually did panels and I didn't have a fucking life because I was single and I didn't give a shit about anything, really, even about, well, I did care about myself. I've always loved me. God, I love me. But I didn't give a fuck about anything. Don't say Space Monster more than once. So Space Monster was doing her thing. She will always go up on a panel and be like, there's this dirty secret and these people are after you, Robbie, and there's a gang. And I got quiet and I was like, we were having a good time, like drinking and stuff. I was like, now's not the time for that. Like, can you like chill, stop? And then she left and never really spoke to me again. Beck went with her. Next thing you know, I'm sick during the pandemic. I didn't feel good. I had anxiety, didn't know if the world was ending, everyone's dying. Beck sends me a message out of nowhere saying, you're not doing things that you don't want to be doing, are you? First of all, bitch, if you know me, nobody fucking tells me what to do. So I do not belong to a group of people. I do not belong to shit like that, okay? Nobody tells me what to do. And I was like, no, I'm sick. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyways, she disappears. Her and Space Monster. They're gone forever. The pandemic happens. I get anxiety. I start drinking a lot. It becomes a gateway. It becomes a problem. These people are still out of my life. Forget they exist. So I go through a program at work. I take time off work. It's unpaid. I do a fundraiser. Hold on one second, Amy, and I'm going to drop the link for you. Next thing you know, there's a channel that pops up called Sad to Me. Now, sorry, I have a lozenger. Becca will tell you her other channel, but her main channel she made, which is a troll channel dedicated to making fun of my sobriety, eventually doxing me, because I copyright struck her. And then after that, they're putting my doxing information on the channel. Going after my hamster who died and I cried about it online. I'm sorry I'm not allowed to cry about a fucking dead pet. Jesus Christ. So next thing you know, like all these videos are coming out on this channel about me, about my sobriety, going over to my Facebook, taking pictures from me on like a sobriety jog, like all this shit, dragging the fuck out of me, trying to trigger me into, I don't know, relapsing, whatever. I have no idea who's behind this channel. Sorry that fan was on if it was loud. No idea who was behind this channel, but I had ideas. I'm like, oh, there's people that hate me. I actually thought it was full-on drama. So finally, I've had enough of this channel, and it really was like causing me anxiety. Have you guys ever tried to quit anything? You ever fucking tried to quit drugs or alcohol or go on a diet? It's fucking hard, especially when you're stressed out. Then I also had Mommy Ramblings blaming me for something I didn't fucking do, which was drag her tragedy. Okay? Hey, Starlight. Starlight says she also made videos about me on that channel and on the Muse. Thank you. That's the name of her other channel, The Muse. And Amy, as soon as I'm done blabbing, I'm dropping the link. I just want to get this out. So I copyright strike her because I had enough of her bullshit. It was driving me, like, I'm like on the verge. These people just wanted me to, I don't know. I don't know what it was, but they were tormenting me. So I copyright strike her. She counterclaims it. Becca does. And during this time, mind you, she was dating Misery. So that's the only reason him and I ever stopped talking. Everyone's like, oh, they're getting buddy-buddy with Misery or Morbid. No, that's the only time is with Beck because she stood in the way of that. Whatever. So she gets my information. Next thing you know, my fucking information, my full legal name, part of my address is being put on Space Monster's channel in the description of each video she fucking uploads on me. Then Becca starts doing it, using my full name because I copyright struck her. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, fuck these bitches. Finally, after a while, I finally snap. Fuck you, I'm drinking, I'm having fun, and I'm cussing all you bitches out. That is the night I ended up cussing out Mommy Rambling, Space Monster, all these bitches for the torment they fucking put me through. And yes, that night, I did drag Mommy Rambling's tragedy. Later on, I apologized. See, Becca will tell you, hold on. I'm taking that out. Spicy. Becca will tell you, Robbie apologized and he owned up to doing what he did. Bitch, you never said the fuck what you did and why I did that. Okay? Never. So, no. So anyways, I'm like, fuck you. So this article, now if you notice, who listened to Becca's live stream yesterday? Because if you did, you'll notice, let me just get you up to date real quick. Let's skip to the future. Last week, she emails me. I don't want to fight with you, Robbie. I'm done. I'm happy with my life, blah, 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 blah. Cool. That's why on my live stream last week, I was like, not fighting. Good. Beck, we're good. So yesterday, she's like, see, Misery didn't defend me when Robbie was doxing me. She's talking about Morbid. Sorry, I keep calling him Misery too. When he doxed me and was attacking me and tormenting me. Tormenting you, Beck? I didn't have a channel dedicated to all videos about you like you did, okay? I ain't bashing your sobriety like you did to me for a whole fucking year. I did go in your chat and say, oh, isn't that funny? You're going through that now and you need help. You shamed me for that. You shamed me for going through a program and doing a fundraiser because it was unpaid. Time off, okay? So I see this article, but she apologized to me. Whatever. But now she's talking about that. That's not going to fly with me. Now I'm going to correct you. Let's go back in time. Hey, Sue, over on Facebook. I find this article on the news. This is the docs she's talking about. Okay. It's being passed around. I'm like, wait a minute. What is this? It is Becca with her face. And I'm not going to share the article again because she'll say I'm doxing her and whine about it. Okay. So I'm just going to tell you exactly what it is. If you're interested in seeing the article, why don't you just go ahead and email me and I'll send it to you. Okay. She's on the news complaining that she's being harassed complaining the government's like not giving her money. She needs help, you know, and all this stuff. And I'm like, ain't that the tits? She's making video after video on a troll channel, couldn't even admit it was her until I copyright struck her, about me saying I'm grifting, complaining about being abused, and there she is on national fucking news with her face and her full name. Well, okay, I will, German lady. I'm like, so I go live and I'm like, you know, isn't it funny that the people that claim to be abused and all this are sitting here? Why are you abusing me? So I basically did a reaction on it. I was like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. Now she'll continue to say he was making fun of my situation, which, you know, I'm not even going to say what type it was, but no, I was not. What I was doing is saying you're a fucking hypocrite. So she says he doxed my news story. You guys don't understand the definition of doxing. Doxing would be with ill intent. Mind you, if anybody is an OG in these communities, Becca started her channel with her full name. Then she took one letter off the last name, and then she changed it to Shipwreck Beck, and then she changed it to Beck. Okay? Then it's a public fucking article and video. She sat with a newscaster. I'm watching this like, what the fuck is this bitch crying about when she abuses the fuck out of me? So I did a side by side. I'm like, you're not going to call me a grifter when you grift on the news. You're not going to call me an abuser and all this and make fun of my situation when you're sitting there being totally fake on the fucking news. Totally fake. So that was not a dox of Becca. Okay? She'll continue to say that. So I go in her chat yesterday and I say, you know what, Becca? That's false. I did not dox you. Stop lying or I'm going to have to correct you. And you know what she says? Whatever, I'm not going to fight with you. Well, then why the fuck would you say that after, let me say this and then I'll let Amy up. Hey, Morbid, hey, Sierra on Facebook over there, we've made up. Now, let me tell you something, folks. You heard Space Monster on Morbid's panel the other day, okay? Hold on, let me take a hit of my vape. Let me hit that shit. Ooh. You heard her on Morbid's panel. In my experience with Becca and Space Monster, they get extremely drunk, which I have reason to believe tonight on Morbids you might hear some of those streams. I don't know. That could just be a possibility. Don't really know. But I think you might want to tune into him tonight because you'll be able to see probably a side of her instead of the side of her sipping coffee on her live streams. She's like, I broke my vodka bottle the other day. I threw it against the wall. I got so mad. I got some more coffee. Okay, I'm going to talk professional. I'm going to not call people names like I normally do. I'm not going to talk over people. I'm not going to be a fucking idiot and forget what I did when it's tomorrow morning. Okay. Oh, and I'm going to take birth control in case whatever could happen tonight. I don't really know. But I'm going to be kind. She is not normally like that. Whoever is new to this situation, which by the way, there's a lot of fucking people who have no experience with any of these people and they've been talking about this subject and that fucking has been driving me nuts. Looking at you, Granny. Looking at you, Lycan. All of these people have no fucking idea what the hell they're talking about. If you don't know Beck's history, before you spark up a live on it or something, go do your research. Go over to Space Monster's channel, go to their channels, watch their videos, watch other people's videos on them, and see there's a history, there's a pattern, and there's an obsession. Those two women, when I was on Misery's panel, or Morbid's panel months ago, before I moved into the new place, he told me how she would talk about me all the time. She was obsessed. And I heard something she said the other day, and I'm almost done, Amy. She said, you know, Misery or Morbid wouldn't help her when she was being tormented by me. She was being doxxed and all this, you know, he wouldn't help. Well, I would imagine because he has a fucking brain. And he was like, dude, just fucking let it go. Because she is and was fucking obsessed over stupid stuff. Over conspiracies, over things that Space Monster feeds into her brain, over all of that kind of stuff. And Becca will get blackout drunk. And so I am glad and I'm proud. I'm not going to bash your sobriety like you did to me on a troll channel for a whole year. Okay. I think it's good you're doing that because possibly you'll start to remember what you've done wrong in relationships, Beck. And in a sobriety journey, that's what you have to start to take accountability. And you're very early on in it. And I wish you luck, but you need to take accountability for stuff, especially when you don't remember what happened when you were drunk. I think that's why you're having memory issues. So let me remind you. She talks, and she also mentioned and said, Save Robbie set me up in that Lyen community. Well, first of all, I don't get along with Lyen at all. But to play devil's advocate and in his defense, I was busy. Lyen was doing a panel on AJ, which I'm not fighting with AJ right now. She gets blackout drunk drinking 2 beers. And he said, if anybody wants to share their story and experience with AJ, you can come and chat or come on up. I was busy, but Beck was very, very obsessed with AJ as well, like fucking talking shit about her all the time. So we were on good terms. I said, hey, Beck, you know, he's talking about AJ if you want to go in and share your story in the chat or whatever. It was her choice to go in there. She goes up on his panel and has a really good conversation talking, but you hear a lot of slurping. And I would say probably 30, 45 minutes after she's on panel, she starts fucking slurring and talking over, and who the fuck is this? And fuck. And Lyen a number of times said, hey, I'm going to have to mute you. Please stop talking over people. Stop interrupting. I was cringing listening to that stream, if you guys heard it. Cringing. And he didn't boot her off. Finally, he booted her, and he blocked her from calling back in again. What does Beck do? After we've made peace a number of times, and she forgot because she was drunk, she goes back on her Robbie hate train, and she says, you set me up, Robbie. How the fuck did I set you up to get drunk and make a fool of yourself? Love you, Tiff. See, Tiff remembers it. Siren says Beck went up on her own accord and then spent, let's see, over an hour talking about all sorts of fuck shit and wouldn't shut up. It was miserable being up there with her. Yep. And immediately she emailed me, you set me up. You're a terrible person. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, dude, I wasn't even in the stream, in the chat a lot. I was in and out because I was busy. Hey, Living Like Phoenix. Love you. Okay. Now I'm dropping this for Amy real quick. If Amy wants to add anything on that. And then I'll continue with my little notes here. But there's the link for Amy. So that's what happened with the whole Lyen situation and all that shit. Okay. And I mentioned, you know, she said, you know, Robbie's never apologized to me. And then she says, I have and taken accountability. I'm like, which one is it? So let me make it clear. The only thing that I have apologized and still will is I'm sorry for saying mean things back. I'm sorry for sharing your public news story. And I'm sorry for dropping down to your level when you harassed me for a very long fucking time. I am sorry because I shouldn't allow myself to turn into somebody like you. And I did do that. Beck and I made up a number of times on panels. We spoke, but she was drunk every time and must have forgot. Same with Space Monster. Once they sober up, they go back to the hate train because they forget. So I would suggest getting your head on straight, getting your fucking life together, and so you can remember things. And I think you'll be a lot happier. But hold on. Let me make sure this is Amy. Sorry, Amy. That was a lot that I just wanted to get out to start with.
It's fine.
Is that you?
This is like bringing back memories again from with everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. But see, you and I, we're brand new friends to Misery. We're just going over there, you know. That's what a lot of people have been saying. I'm like, these people don't fucking understand. They know nothing about what they're talking about. They barely knew who Beck was. And, you know, they'll take Beck's side and be like, poor woman, look what, you know, Jimmer did to her. And I'm like, no, That's not how she is. She's not soft-spoken like that. Normally on here, she's not. I mean, if you've heard her, but anyways, go
Well,
ahead.
what people don't understand is we were with Misery. I have to say, I'm sorry, I can't. It's hard for me to say Morbid, but we were with Morbid when Beck and him got together. Like we were there when all of it started. Like it all happened. And people don't know the history, and they're coming in. These new people are coming in acting like they know the history, and they don't, because there's a lot to it. So, and that's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I can only imagine, and Morbid doesn't have to answer this, but if she's like that when she gets like, wasted, because I actually do like when Beck is sober and well-spoken, she can be pretty logical, but here's the problem. She'll speak on something and be very passionate and well-spoken on it, but she's getting it incorrect because her memory from when she was drunk, that's what she's going off of. So I could only imagine what she's like in person when she's drinking like that.
Right. Yeah. And they keep also blaming and like putting the blame on Granny Fanny for the Dee Dee Dugan account. And they know exactly who that Dee Dee Dugan account is. It's not Granny Fanny. It's not Mandy Bell. I have the proof of who that Dee Dee Dugan account is. And I'm going to put it out very soon. But Space needs to stop blaming Granny Fanny for it, because it's not him, and she knows it.
Right. Well, German lady says Beck admitted it was her. Oh, she's the same sober, by the way. Same in person sober.
Does he want to come up? Morbid want to come up?
I don't know. He said he just woke up. You could hold on. I'll put this in chat if he wants to. Well, the problem with Space Monster and Beck, though, like personally with me, and I know with you too, probably you have your own experience of, Becca keeps saying they tormented me. No, dude. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying it because it is the truth. When I stopped talking to them, I just forgot about them. They weren't on my mind until these videos about my, sobriety journey. Okay, Morbid. And listen, this may sound fucking stupid to people, but I think you're a bad person if you think this is dumb. I get close to my pets like they're my kids. So when you're going through sobriety, your animal dies, you're sad. They were making fun of that situation. And remember, at this point, I had not spoke poorly about Mommy Rambling's tragedy. I had not spoke poorly about these people. They were amping me up and poking and poking and poking. I don't just go at people. I don't just like drag your dead relatives for no fucking reason. So they will continuously show clips of me talking horribly about, their tragedies, whatever, but they don't show what they did to get me to that point.
Right.
I mean, making fun of a dead hamster, you're going after a fucking animal that doesn't even know who the fuck you are unless you give her a treat. And you've never done that. So, Hello Starlight said you could at least tell her an email or something who that channel is. I think she said she's going to put it out. Starlight.
Yeah, I'll email it to her privately. So, yeah, I'll do that, and then I'll put it out. Because I know that channel went hard at Hello Starlight. But here's the thing with us. I think I didn't have a fight with Becca or with Space Monster on my side of it. What happened is Space Monster came into it wasn't even really a mod chat, it was a chat that we just had on Discord, and she came in thinking that all these people were in there to spy on Misery at the time. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not what's happening. Like, everyone's in there just having a good time. And I told Space, I'm not dealing with this. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me what to do. It's not your channel. I said, it's Misery's channel. Like, he's the one that's going to tell us, who we can and cannot block and what to do. Like, he already set the rules on how to mod on his channel. And so that's what happened. And I ended up leaving that chat because, I'm just not going to deal with her. So she lost that control over with me, like not being able to tell me what I can and cannot do on Misery's channel. So after that is whenever she started going around telling people that we were paid troll like, you know, we were all paid trolls, that we were doing this, that we were doing that, and none of it was true. Like, I wasn't even involved with the drama community at that time.
Hmm.
And they told, because Misery and I emailed after all of that, and I'm like, we were never involved in the drama community. Like, that wasn't what it was, you know. So, like, how it went.
Yeah, you
So
came from Facebook true crime, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that's how it all went down, and I'm just like, so and after that, Space Monster started. Now she, to this day, she's still uploaded. I don't look at any of it. I get told about it, but she's constantly uploading stuff on me. She has doxed my family down to their religion. She has, I mean, all kinds of stuff, like just constantly nonstop going after me, like she has you, you know. I mean, I think Sad to Me made like, or the Muse made like one video. I think it was a Muse made one video, one or two videos on me,
Hmm.
but that was it. But you don't, nothing was ever done to these people except for I broke the control that they tried to have. That was it.
Right. And Space Monster and Beck, I mean, they share a lot of things in common. One of those things is, especially with their reputation on here, is they get very drunk and annoying on panels. They end up getting kicked off, and then they get mad and make videos about the people that do so.
Right.
That's the only reason Space Monster ever got mad at me. And then she um, had her conspiracies of, well, he's in this group, he's being told what to do, they're telling him to do this. Amy, you know what the fuck happens when you try to tell me what to do, right?
You take
You're
10 steps backwards and go the other way.
Yes. So, and I don't do it really to rebel. I do it to be like, no, thank you for the advice, but fuck you. I'm not going to do that. Have a good day. Now, fuck
Right.
off. And if people push it, I'm going to snap on you. That's just not a thing. Hey, baby love. So they share that in common. And, like I said, I think you saw when she was on Lycan's panel and got the boot. He had
Mhm.
her up way longer than he should have. And she was being fucking annoying. And you can hear that. And he actually was being pretty damn patient with her.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and that's the she's freaking out now, Rob, because she still wants to have that control. She has control issues, is what it is.
Hmm.
They both, Beck and Space, both have major control issues. And I'm going to say this, I have never in my life, and even Granny Fanny will tell you this to this day, I have never in my life seen anybody get trolled the way that Morbid has been trolled online. They have gone after his ex-wife, they have gone after his kids, and I've told everybody, I stand firmly behind how I feel on that, you know, and we came in to honestly help him. To help him because of what was being done to him online. It was horrible. The things that were being done, where I don't care who you are, you do not go after somebody's family the way that they went after his. They had a fake Twitter on his ex-wife and everything. It was horrible.
Right.
Absolutely disgusting. And that was what we were doing, was helping him behind, you know, we were behind the scenes helping him. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, there
that's all.
and a lot of those people like RDA and stuff, those are people that literally will, somebody was mentioning, what's that guy's name that always flapped his penis out? Like he was a good stand-up guy. It's like, no, that guy literally, if he was in public, would fucking go to jail
Mhm.
for flapping his dick out in public like he does all the time, going up on people's panels, dick bombing them. That's not somebody that you're going to see as a credible fucking person
Right.
when they clip these videos. And that's what all of them do. That's what Space does. They want you to see people's bad moments. Yes, Helen DeKellar, thank you. But they don't want to show you how that person got there. And that's what's annoying about it. And that's why, I've gone live over the years about Beck or Space Monster or whoever's made these, because I'm not going to sit there and do what they do and fucking clip and find all the clips of them being shady and doing it, because there's so much shit. I don't have time for that. They do. So I'm just going to tell my experience and, and put it out there, because Becca is sitting there acting like she's like this innocent person who Morbid just turned on and abused. That I'm here to tell you that's in fucking correct, because she's a pretty fucking abusive person. Maybe they had back and forth. Who knows? That's their business. I'm just saying my experience with her.
I told one of our friends the other day, I said, I listened to 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes of her live. And when she got into the thing about, um, you know, about the abuse and stuff like that, I was just like, you know, no. Like, and she was saying I'm a good person. I'm sure there's a good side to Beck. I'm sure there is. But I didn't do anything to her. You didn't do anything to her to deserve what we got. It was nonstop, especially with you, Robbie. It was nonstop. And then I heard her, I think it was, if I was she up on German Ladies panel one time? Because I think she was up on German Ladies. I think I'm not 100%. I think is what I remember, and she was saying that I was the reason that you relapsed.
Yeah.
That's what Beck said. She literally said I was the reason that you relapsed. No, that's not true. It was a
Uh,
harassment that was being done to you online
well,
by them.
and hold on a minute, because that, I mean, that is a personal choice. Things influence, and they really did. But Beck has also said in her videos, nobody influences. That's a choice. You can do this at any time. You can fix your life. And now, look what she's going through. So now, I mean, I believe in karma comes around, and now she's getting a taste of how hard it is to do that. But then I also heard her after she said, nobody makes you do that. That's your choice. Then she blamed her drinking on Morbid recently. I'm like,
Wow.
that's how hypocritical she is. I'm like, choose one, dude.
Yeah.
She's
I'm gonna
she's
tell
not a logical person, and she doesn't remember what she says, like I said, when she's drinking, so she'll say something else
right.
when she's sober.
Morbid is a very, I don't know what happened between their personal relationship. I wasn't there, okay? But from what I know of Morbid, he's a very good guy. Like a very, very good guy that has been trolled brutally online. Um, and you get to that moment where you've had it. You're fed up, you've had it after taking it and taking it and taking it and taking it, and I've been at that moment where you've just had enough. And I mean, but that doesn't mean that someone's abusive.
Well, and also when someone's responding, or like you said, they've just had enough and they've got pushed to a boiling point, that's why they call them trolls, because they want you to get there so they can catch that moment. And then the majority of them, they're not on here showing their face, they're not on here showing who they are, so they're like, they can't come back after me, so I'll give it a shot and see what happens. We can't catch their bad moments because they either delete all of them, nobody cares about them enough to record them, or we just don't even know who the fuck they are to begin with.
Yeah, they just keep going on and on. It's like enough is enough already. Like nobody cares about 2019, 2020. Like it keeps going on and on and on,
Well, they
and
don't even
that's
care,
abusive.
Amy. I believe that you and Darling Nikki came up on the panel. I think it's when Beck was out visiting Morbid, and she did that stream, and I went on and I spoke with her, and everything was good. We squashed it. She was drinking. You squashed it. Nikki went up there. We all laughed together. I've done the same with Space Monster. And then it's like they completely forget the whole entire night. And matter of fact, I think they delete those lives from their channel and act like it never existed.
Right. Well, she even went up on Jamie's panel one time, and her and Amber squashed everything, and I thought everything was okay. And then he kicks her off of the panel. He kicked her off of the panel, and then she got mad at you for it, like it was your fault. That
Yeah.
wasn't your fault. That wasn't my fault. That wasn't Amber's fault. That was nobody's fault. That was Jamie's the one that kicked her off of the panel. So because she kept carrying on about stuff. So it's like, go take that up with the person that did that, not us. We didn't do anything. And then I see her in comments making, on in comment sections making comments about me, and I'm just sitting here like, if you say you're good with somebody and you squashed everything, let it be. Why continue making it worse?
Yeah, and I'm sure if Beck was able, because I don't think, yeah, that channel's not there anymore, that Lycan had. If she was able to go back and see that stream, she would see, why she got booted off. If she watches it in a sober state of mind. If she watches it while she's drinking, she's just gonna get mad again.
I
Hey,
I,
Augie.
I just don't believe that Morbid is an abusive person at all. I think that he's been abused online. I think you've been abused online by these people. I know I have, with my whole family being put out there for no reason. She's now dragging Granny Fanny into this, and she doesn't even know him. She knows nothing about him. She's had one conversation with him ever. And
Well,
I was
and
on for that.
yeah, that's like, you know, because of course I went on Morbid's panel to talk to Space Monster. I'm respectful to Granny. I don't see her in chats because I'm pretty sure I have her blocked. She has me blocked. But when I saw that, you know, and she actually said something because I tuned into her yesterday for a little bit, and she said, you know, why are people still talking about Morbid, and the people are using this and talking about it? And I'm thinking to myself, all of these people that have zero fucking experience, and they're just speculating, and they're doing it for whatever fucking reason that suits their narrative, or it suits, you know, their channel and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so Granny, she's like, people need to stop talking about it. I'm over it. Well, of course you're over it because you got what you wanted. You got the views that you needed. You got in, you know, with Morbid and whatever. But people don't know that that's what Granny does. She latches on to people. She also said yesterday that she's like, it's just ridiculous when somebody makes their entire channel about somebody. Your channel is literally named after fucking Natasha Cooper's grandmother because that's all she did when she first started was drag Natasha over and over and over and over and over again. And the only reason she doesn't like me is because I was an adult and made nice with Natasha. That's it. And so that's why she got cussed the fuck out.
Yep. And
Talking about my sex life and all that. Fuck you.
Here's my advice to Morbid. These people are using you for clicks and views.
They are. And they don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
Right. I mean, Jerome Walker, everybody knows is Granny Fanny. He's been around for years and years. You know, and if it's not just some alt that he created overnight. He's had this for a long time. So, you know, that's just my, I would just, I don't know. I just think that he's being used right now for clicks, views, and to get it sub poaching is what we call it.
Well, you're talking about somebody who faked having cancer and got a bunch of money. You're talking about Granny who fucking did a fundraiser to take her kids to Disney World and never went. Who is it? Angela Clicks and Giggles. She has the text remember when Granny was like, oh my God, I got doxed. I have to go to a hotel. She raised a bunch of money to go to a hotel. She never fucking went to a hotel. She was home the whole fucking night. You could see all that on Angela Clips and Giggles. But you know, Granny does not ever participate in people's chats for long periods of time. She doesn't go up on panels unless she's using them. But anyways, that's all I have to say about her. Do you have anything else to say about her? Because I could go on and on, but I'll leave it at that.
You know, it's just I think Morbid is a really good guy. He's so talented. He has so much to offer. And I just don't want to see you, Morbid, being used. I really don't. I just, you have so much that you can offer to people, and that's what you give to people, not what people should take from you to give to their audience.
I heard, did you hear that? I heard that Beck said she had throat cancer, right?
Oh boy.
Turns out she lied. Wow. She said she had cancer because I stopped talking to her, so I reached out and she tricked me just to talk to me. That doesn't surprise me. Andrea says Granny's watching, wants to poach subs from everywhere. That's why the only reason she makes short appearances, she knows what she's doing. She inserts herself where she absolutely is not needed. Yeah, and so for her to say, everybody stop talking about it. Well, first of all, bitch, I didn't talk about my experience with these people yet, so that's what I'm doing now. So you could shut the fuck up. So speaking of that, the glare, you have experience with the glare, Amy?
No, I've only had experience with him whenever it came to you.
Well, listen, the glare is somebody, much like Granny. Back when his channel was small, I would listen to him. He would have, you know, everybody starts out, he'd have like 5 people on his channel, whatever. And then he would start to panel hop only on channels that were bigger and getting attention at the time. Molly, Go Lightly, he would do that to Laura, Life Perplexed. He did it to me. He did it to Mexi, which also I helped Mexi start his channel. And the whole reason the Glare and I don't talk anymore is because of that. And I'll get to that in a minute. Because that coincides with the whole fucking night I snapped too. All of these bitches. I dragged all these bitches. So anyways, the Glare I would normally when I do a stream, I don't like to just chit chat bullshit. I want to stick to a topic, even though like my ADHD goes everywhere when I'm by myself, but it's better that way. And then I'm done and I sign off. I used to say whatever and then say, I'm dropping the link if anybody wants to add to the topic. The glare would take the link. What do you have to add, Will? Nothing, man. I was just, coming up to say, no, I don't want to fucking bullshit. Call me if you want to do that. But it was to, he would only do it in streams where there was a lot of attention. And it wasn't just to me, it was everybody else. And so eventually he grew his channel. Mexi came to me because we've been friends since, 2004. On and off because he's fucked me over in the past. I'm not going to drag Mexi, but I'm going to tell exactly what the fuck happened. Mexi came to me and said, hey, I noticed your channel's getting views and blah, blah, blah. In person, we go and have pho together. And then I help him start his channel. He starts fucking doing Chris Watts and all this shit, grows his channel, blows up, whatever. We're doing all these streams. So the glare wants to get in on that because he saw it's getting attention. Love you. There's my husband. He saw it's getting attention, and then the big night happened. The night that I was just talking about when I dragged Space Monster, Mommy Ramblings, all them. Well, that all happened because a year prior to that, and Mexi came on and said this, there was infidelity in the relationship. Okay. So I had found out as we're getting ready to do the Jessica Ridgway investigation, me and Mexi are in the car. I'm like, we're like 15 minutes late. He told me, he's like, this woman's husband's texting me, my wife, he's going to contact my wife. It was a mess. I didn't fucking say shit. I didn't tell anybody. It was a whole year past. Okay. So a year later, and Nikki can vouch for me because Nikki was in the car, and my good friend from high school who I introduced to Mexi, she ended up becoming a moderator. Well, me and her were in the car because Nikki came to visit. We're going up to the Watts house. We're not streaming anything. And the topic came up. And mind you, this was a year later to somebody I went to high school with, known my whole fucking life, Alicia and Nicole. They're not going to fucking tell anybody. I was like, yeah, the whole reason that we started the Jessica Ridgway thing late was because, and I told them about the infidelity. Alicia went and fucking took off, and it went downhill from there. I tell Amy and Nikki on the phone, I'm getting a bunch of beer, I'm getting drunk, and I'm getting a hotel. I'm going to drag these bitches. And what were you guys doing, Amy, that night?
Begging you not to go live, and yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, I'm not going to go live. And what was it? Not even a minute later, I'm fucking
we're
on.
in the middle of a conversation, the three of us. And next thing you know, you're like, I'm going live on my second channel. Click. We didn't even have enough time to stop you. And then Nikki and I, because you told us what hotel you were at.
Yeah.
So we're on the phone, like trying to like track you and find you. And they would not. The lady at the hotel would not, like, we had to have your room number, which we didn't know. We're like, well, we have his name. And she would not tell us what room you were in. And so Nikki's like, look.
Yeah. And if you watch Natasha, that's the whole when her and Mommy Ramblings started fighting because she came up that night on my panel and said something mean. And that's how that sparked that. You guys were all calling the hotel all night trying to find me, and it was a mess. And I just kept going live, like 11 times, grabbing my crotch, telling people to suck your cunt. Not even gonna suck my cunt and all sorts of stuff. It was magical.
It was definitely an adventurous night for sure. But yeah, I'll never forget. Nikki calls the hotel and she's like, listen, bitch, I will drag you all over YouTube if you don't transfer me to my friend's room. Because we were trying to because you had your phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yep, I sure did.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the train. Hold on.
We kind of did.
So anyways, I bring up that night because who decided to stick their nose in? Because that was a night with a lot of fucking attention because I was making a fool out of myself. There was a lot of people watching, and the glare inserts himself and goes on up on my panel. And I end up just, and by the way, he was defending Mexi like, you're a terrible friend for doing this, and just sticking his nose where it didn't fucking belong, just to, get, the clout and all of that. And the glare has fucking done that all the way to where his channel took off. That's how he gets there, you know? And a lot of people will say, because I've seen a lot of people saying, well, you're talking about this and it gets a lot of attention. Well, I have experience with it, number one. Number two, the majority of the people saying that are people that will literally continue to put dead victims' names in their title just to get fucking views. If I really wanted to do that, I would have continued and stayed in true crime. I don't fucking do that anymore because it felt like shit doing it with the Chris Watts stuff. So, anyways, the glare does that. I cuss him out. I tell him he's a pig for defending somebody that, you know, cheated on his wife and all this and is planning on running away with somebody. Hey, Sister Knives. And that was that. Ever since then, the glare has fucking hated me and took, you know, Mexi's side, which there shouldn't have been sides, but unfortunately there was. And he took his side. Well, that makes sense because the glare he has no boundaries. He doesn't care. And in my experience, just knowing women on here for a very long time, I mean, his penis is not something he passes it around like fucking candy to women on here. So in my opinion, two things he cares about: money, you know, the clout and money, and then women. And I'll also say this because somebody brought this up the other day, and this, you know, the glare actually came out and admitted to this. He's saying how it's wrong to do that. You know, even Granny's watching. It's wrong to talk about people's relationships, but here she is inserting herself in this. It's wrong that people showed my penis. This is the same person. If you do not know, the glare was the one who took a naked picture of a victim's brother, Frankie Ruchek, or however you say their name, naked, his penis, him passed out, and dropped it in Critical K's Patreon chat.
Wait, so that was glare?
Yeah, that was the glare. And he took accountability and said, yeah, I did that. It was supposed to be funny. Well, then what are you fucking complaining about? Oh, do you remember that, Andrea? Any hybrid Pisces remembers? Yeah.
Okay, that really pisses me off because a couple of years ago, Kay messaged me and the cops, the Frankie Ruzek actually called the cops on Kay for that picture being exposed out there and being put out everywhere. And she had to talk to the cops and everything about it. And she was like really, really upset. And so for him to put that out there, Glare, come on.
Yeah.
Take responsibility for what you did.
Right. And as far as what I've seen has happened, which it was nobody's business, but, you know, we're on the topic of the glare being a scumbucket because he is, and he does use people. So if I'm getting this straight, correct me if you followed it differently, but from what I'm getting, first of all, we can all say that Misery was well known. The glare knew exactly who he was. So in my eyes, this is how I see it. The glare is somebody who was a fan. So it's just like you're another actor looking at another actor. Okay. And you guys are both famous on different levels. And you're a fan of the other actor. You know his work. You know exactly who he dates. You know everything because it's public. And then you decide the day after he breaks up publicly, you know, with his girlfriend to send a dick pic. And then in the same breath say, ooh, I want to make a movie with that actor, but I'm going to send his ex-girlfriend the day after they broke up a dick pic. And then become friends with him, use him for clout, become close to him, and never fucking tell him that. Amy, if I slept with Chad, or if I did anything with your husband sexually before I knew you and I knew that you were together and you broke up and then we became friends, that would be pretty shitty not to ever tell you that.
I would tell you, or you would tell me, or I would tell you immediately what happened. You know. And I blame Becca for that too, because Becca knew that Morbid and Glare were also friends. And come on, have some morals.
Right. What makes it worse, because what I'm hearing in the defense is people saying, well, this was before they were friends. Okay, well, you know, that's fair enough. But you still knew exactly who Misery, Morbid, whatever you want to call him, who he was and who he dated. And it was your choice to, and in the text messages, I don't know, it said something about like, I need Morbid or he needs me. We need to team up. Like he needed him. So he's using him knowing what he's done with Beck and continuing in a friendship to use him, and only thinking with his dick and with his wallet.
Let's rewind a little bit though. Okay, this is where people don't know the history, they don't know the past. Before before Morbid left and the Missouri channel, he took, went down. Before he gave up the Missouri channel and we were all over there. The Glare was over there too. He talked to Morbid. They were friends then. So it's not like they just became friends. They knew each other then. That was
Right.
4 years ago, Robbie. 4 years ago when Becca and Morbid first got together. Everybody knew they were together.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no excuses for it because they both, the Glare knew that him and Becca were together because it's been on what, 3.5, 4 year relationship.
Yeah, it's been, I think it was 3 years.
Yeah, and the Glare was over on his old channel.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like, he chose to get in a friendship with him knowing everything about him. So to me, that's very dishonest. And you're starting off a friendship being dishonest and starting it off. And what makes it worse is, the Glare said, I spoke just to Beck briefly, and, just so you know, but he didn't mention, there was dick pics. Even if it was one dick pic, a very brief thing, you still did it and you never said anything. That's what Misery or Morbid was upset about and just wanted an apology.
Yeah. Well, the Glare knew that they were together before that, because they've been friends for a long time. Like a lot. It's not just a brand new friendship where they just met. Because I remember them talking 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah, because, and I'm sure, I don't know, but the Glare would hop on anyone's panel to advertise his channel all the time. So I'm sure at one point, whether it was in Misery's chat or on his panel, the Glare was doing that.
Yeah.
And, here, and just what upsets me about the Glare is he's one of those people that, he calls out tragedy pimps. But at the same time, the way I look at it is you're still using a victim's name, whether you're going after a tragedy pimp or not, and you're still making money off of it. And this is the same person, the Glare, who will come over to my channel even recently and leave smart ass fucking comments that I don't even respond to. When my husband and my brother-in-law got in that accident in my car and my husband's car, the Glare, all I did was take a picture of the back of my car to show how fucked up it was. I have insurance. It covered the whole thing. It's already fixed. I didn't come on here and ask people for money. The Glare comes in my comments. Oh, so what you're saying is you want your subscribers to pay for your car that your husband hit you in? Well, first of all, that's where the Glare comes in, being classic Glare. You clearly didn't do your research because I wasn't present in the accident at all. So that's the first thing you got wrong. Secondly, it's called insurance. I don't know if he even has a car. I think he rides a bike to work or whatever, but it's called car insurance. So if you want to come over and leave smart ass fucking comments like you always do, and then say, why are you talking about me? Then don't come over. It's very simple with Beck, Space Monster, Glare, anybody else. Don't start shit and you won't fucking get a reaction. Which I didn't even respond to him in the comment. I think Peach left a comment on that and said he didn't ask for money. Morbid says, regardless, respect a guy who you claim you're a big fan of and want to work with. Don't send dick pics and ejac with his ex-girlfriend you knew of. Well, that's the part that got to me is when it said that, like, I really want to work with him. If he finds out about this, I'm going to blame you, or if he gets mad. So to anybody defending this and saying, well, they weren't friends at that point, so it doesn't matter. Oh, yes, the fuck it does. Because he's already saying his intentions. It's very easy to see. I want to work with this guy, your ex that I just sent you a dick pic and you broke up yesterday. And if he finds out, he's going to get mad, and that's going to mess up my chances of gaining more following from using him. So don't say anything or I'm going to blame you. That right there is already taking accountability for his fucking intent. Replay uploaded a new video about the so-called RP revenge porn between the Glare, Granny's Watching, and Dolly. Yeah.
Gl-
Replay.
He cleared that's Glare actually cleared that up and made a post or pinned a comment or something like that, saying that it was not Granny's watching who sent him Dolly's picture. He got her mixed up with somebody else. So it was not Granny's watching who did that.
Did he do that today? Because I think
It
it was
was
on a
late.
clip I watched last night. He said that Granny's watching sent him that. I don't know that guy that they're talking about. What's the guy's name?
Dolly Vision, I think.
Dolly.
He's part of the whole tragedy pimp crap that goes on.
Oh, okay.
But I think it was under his live, under the Glares live, where I think that's where it was, where it was at. He pinned a comment saying it was not Granny's watching who did that.
Oh, okay. Well, let me go over and look. Hey, High Priestess. Bitch Talks said, I said on my live this morning and I stand by it. It's basically a scene one, seen them all situation. Please don't send me dick pics. Yeah, I mean, the way you're going to get somebody really, that's how I landed my husband. I'm a full body nude man with my face and everything. And I sent one of my nudes to Natasha Cooper like last week or the week before. And she was like, Robert, because I just put an eggplant over my penis. And she was looking at the look on my face. She's like, you look so angry. Yeah, bitch. I make angry, hot, sexual faces in my full body nudes. It's like, oh.
Dear
I'm a
Lord.
whole new man in the bedroom. I'm different. I'm manly in the bedroom. Like, oh! So, yeah, just getting a picture of a penis is really dumb. Although I do think penises are pretty. People say they're ugly, but I think they're hot. Okay. Question. They are hot. Hybrid Pisces is so over the holier than thou. We're better tragedy pimps than you. Every channel talking true crime is tragedy pimping in some respect or another. Let's be real. Even the channels that are talking about the creators, dragging them, and this is just my opinion, but I think maybe that's why the Glare resorted to talking about true crimers instead of like doing true crime, like calling people out, because you look like a hero, but you still get the views because you still got the victim's name in there, and you're going after people that people don't like. So you already have a following, you have something in common. So it's easier that way because it looks like you're really trying to do something good. But the Glare he used to cover fucking crimes. I mean, look, he shared a dick pic of a victim's fucking brother, for crying out loud, that he had no business doing.
Yeah. I don't know. I think these people that are calling out the victim or the tragedy pimps and stuff, I think they needed, like, if they're going to do that, don't be monetized. Don't drop your PayPal, your Cash App, anything like that. Because that just makes them look like a hypocrite.
Well, yeah, why don't you, because you're like, the way I look at it is you're like an advocate, and you're advocating for the families, and you're trying to help them maybe raise money and stuff. But so you would be able to get them more money if you were like letting them have all of it. Because it's kind of hypocritical. They're like, they're making money off of this. And it's like, but you are too. You're making money off of their backs too. So it's like, that's just the way I see it. That's why when there's a true crime case, it's very easy. Anybody knows if you have the balls enough to use a popular case, And I learned that from doing Chris Watts. And then after a while, I'm like, there's nothing left to talk about. People are still talking about it because it's getting attention, but there's literally nothing else to say. And then what do? They move on to Summer Wells, Gabby Petito, Kylie Rodney, the Idaho 4. And that's great. But in my personal opinion, you'd be like Locomai if you really fucking cared about helping people and getting the word out. Because this is the first thing they say about a popular case. You guys, we need to get the word out. Every fucking news station has already got the word out. You don't need to do that. Locomai will sit there and put missing people and give you updates that nobody's fucking talking about. That's somebody who cares.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to, just hop to the next popular case.
It's sad. It's because, everybody covers the same exact case all the time. And then their theories are like so way off. It's just so far-fetched. I'm just like, oh my gosh. It's crazy. But
yeah, and those conversations are fun, but I mean, there's only so much. You click on those live streams and it's the same conversation every night, talking in a circle. What do you think of this? What do you think of that? And then when they start blaming people and shit, that's when, I mean, that's why people end up getting sued.
Yeah. Well, look at that little girl in Texas a year ago that was, she was at her dad's, her and her stepmom had an argument, and the little girl went outside and the FedEx guy came and to drop off a package or whatever, and then the little girl went missing, and everybody was accusing the stepmom of doing something to her, and it was a FedEx driver. He killed her, took her, little girl, took her and killed her. So and everybody, like, this stepmom was already upset because, I mean, she, her stepdaughter was missing, and the whole world, okay, the whole world was sitting here accusing her of doing something to her stepdaughter, and it wasn't her.
Yep.
It wasn't her, so I don't know. I do believe that people on the internet have destroyed many, many cases. And this is why police, the police and detectives and, the courts are buckling down on what they're putting out anymore, because people get their hands on it and they destroy the whole entire case.
Yeah, I agree. And then they get people, it's like politics with celebrities. Like, I love Lady Gaga's music, but I am pretty far on the right. And when she tries to push that agenda, I'm not going to be like, I love Lady Gaga's music, so I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. I'm not a fucking idiot. I think for myself. So it's the same with YouTube creators. Once they start pushing a narrative, people like, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. And it's like it really is a sheep mentality. And yeah, voices I've seen, you raise money and given it and gone out and stuff and actually worked with people. I also think there's a lot of people like Mommy Ramblings who literally has a smirk on her face, making friends with Shanann's family and having the dad on like she's Jesus Christ. That's even grosser to me, is when you're like advertising to people. Like, if it's a true friendship, that's great. That's awesome. But if you're just advertising to the world and using like, look at, I'm friends with Shanann's. Oh, I'm friends with Shanann's mom. Good for fucking you.
You know what family did this right? The family in my eyes that did this right online was Gabby Petito's family. They didn't go on YouTube. They didn't go on lives to discuss it. They stayed close to the media, like that they trusted, and they always had their lawyer with them. They did it right. Mm-hmm. They did it. When you start involving the families and stuff, that's where the problems set in.
Yeah. And also, you know who else did it right? Nicole Kessinger. That bitch dipped the fuck out. She's like, I don't need money. I don't need shit. I'm changing my name. I'm gonna fuck out.
Can you blame her?
Hell no. You guys know I love my NK.
If anything ever happens to someone in my family, the last thing you'll ever catch me doing is bringing it to YouTube or to Facebook. I wouldn't, and if it got out there, like, because I would want people to know, like, be aware of what's going on, but I wouldn't be sitting here messaging people privately about the case or what was going on. That would not be happening.
Well, and a lot of times, like you and Darling Nikki do, you like to fucking just have the conversation between you guys and like look stuff up, because that kind of stuff is fun. Everybody loves a good mystery. But when the case is already solved and the murderer is already caught and people still keep going. I mean, like the Manson, that's the most fascinating. The Tate LaBianca murders, because it's weird, like diving into the mentality and stuff like that. But nobody talks about that because it's not popular. That's my favorite fucking case. Like, well, not favorite. It's not like I'm rooting for him to murder people, but that's the most interesting one to me.
Well, like Nikki and I, we would get on the phone and she would play, like we would listen to like everybody's lives, like about what was being said and going, because we were really deep into the Gabby Petito and Summer Wells case. And she would put it where I could hear, like we would listen to it together. And then her and I would just go over our opinions on it. That was it. We never went into chats. We didn't get involved in groups. It's just her and I put our opinions together, like on what we thought about it and stuff. And we did it day in and day and night, like all the time, because we were just so into it. Mm-hmm. But there was no fighting, no fighting with other people. It gets too far, because you're not allowed to have your opinion.
Mm-mm. Well, and then people use the word, like, once they get a bunch of people that agree with them, then they start using the word, or they start naming their subscribers, which is, I mean, whatever. Don't name me. I'm not your pet. And then that's when it really becomes like, this is our community, guys.
Right.
We're the best community. Fuck you. You know how many people, if this was a community, why do so many people turn out of the community when you start fighting with another person publicly? Because they're fucking sheep. I am not part, when I go into chats and, even Lycan Legion or whatever, even the ramblers, mommy ramblings in them, like, when you start naming yourself, that basically means like you are a part of a club. That club has, rules, ideas that you should probably share the same. I don't hear like, oh, everybody has an open mind, you're free to do whatever you want in any of these. They're like, I saw you over there, fuck you. You disagreed. Now, if you're over in another chat calling me a bitch or something, or going along with shit, I am going to drag you.
Well, it's like a Kelly Rodney case. It was very simple. The girl was a teenager, graduated early. They went to a lake party. She got drunk and drove into the water. It was very simple, and everybody was putting all this stuff together, and, all this other, it's just like people aren't realistic when they're covering cases. Instead, they're looking at, let's make this more drama and let's add to it because their numbers go up. It's all about numbers on here. That's all. It's not about truth anymore. It's not about me. It's about, one, revenge, trying to get back at somebody. And it's also about numbers. That's what it's all about.
Well, and that's why they're, because even someone just said they, cover certain cases and want to branch out. Beckett, you said that. I think that's a good idea because, like, Locomai, it's a shame that her channel doesn't get more shares and stuff like that, because she's actually giving updates even when someone's found. Here's the missing person, guys. Here's the area. Here's the picture, all of this. Oh, they were found, or they were found deceased. And you don't hear any of these stories on the news. Nothing. You don't hear them on YouTube channels, because of people actually, when people say, oh, true crime is my passion, advocating or whatever is my passion. Well, that's great, but you don't need to talk about the popular cases if that's passion. I mean, you can, but you're not talking about any of the unpopular ones or even sharing them in your community posts, because you're really doing it just to get the attention for it. You're not the attention to where it should be put, and that's like finding a fucking missing person.
Right. Imagine one of your family members, your child, going missing. And because it's not a popular case, nobody's covering it. But you have 50 YouTube channels and 100 Facebook groups covering another case of a missing child, and all the attention's put on there, when all it takes is one person to know something, to get that information to you, to find your child. But all of the focus is on a popular case.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Like, everyone's so, and I've done that. Like, I've gotten focused onto one case, that's been popular and stuff. But like you said with Locomai, she's covering all kinds of people, and there's hardly any attention put to what she's posting.
Yeah, and like, even as a viewer, like, people won't even go in and view that, or Locomai will be like, this is, if anyone's in the area, can you share this out, or can you share it and get it out there? Like, nobody's sharing it. Like, and I understand you can't do it all the time because it's going to clog up your community wall and stuff like that, but nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah. She even puts it into like a poster form for you to be able to.
She does all that, and all day she'll message me, hey, this is going on, and she'll send me a voice clip like, this missing person, and she actually gets emotional and she'll cry about it sometimes and stuff. That's somebody who fucking cares. Not somebody like, this is the 50th live stream on Gabby Petito, and then just talking about the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff I tune out of. And matter of fact, like with true crime, I'd rather watch like a well put together documentary of a case that's already solved, and just all the pieces to it and how it came about and stuff. That's my style, because then you get the full, I like a good ending, where the person gets caught.
Right. And some people like him, some people don't like him. Jonathan Lee Rich's JLR.
He's actually part of the inspiration behind the movie I'm making.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was, he's one of my friends, really good friends. And when we covered the Kelsey Barrett case on Facebook, he was a mod for our group Facebook group. And he came in and would like drop facts and leave, like, but I've been watching him, and there's just things like from where he was at back in the Chris Watt days to like now, he's made a huge difference, like a huge change in his behavior, I guess you would say. Um, like there's this little boy in Florida that was missing, and he was out all night long with the family searching for this, like boots on the ground, like out there helping the family search for this little boy. And people were donating him money for water for the searchers that were out there searching for this boy. And he went to the store the next day and bought cases and cases and cases of water with the money that was actually donated to him. They donated it for water. He bought the water and took it out for the searchers. How many of these people want to sit here and badmouth people, calling them tragedy pimps and stuff like that? But how many of these other people calling JLR out and all these other people are out there on the foot, driving, spending their own money to drive to these sites and out there searching? I mean, he lives in Florida, and he was out, and this lady was missing, and he was out, and you could see the alligators in the water, like right where he was at. How many of these other people would go out there and do that?
None. Well, Molly would, but she has the money to do it. None of even doing that here, Amy, like going to closer places, because there's a lot of crime in Colorado that Mexi and I did driving around, like gas money and stuff like that. It costs money and people would watch and stuff like that. But that's part of why I didn't continue doing that, because you get the drama that comes along with it, and then you get more outside of that. And you start to feel guilty about it, because there were times where I would click and I would already know, Chris Watt's name again, people are going to come tune in. I don't really have a lot to talk about, but I'm just going to go live. And then you start feeling bad about it, because you're just doing it for shits and giggles just to get the fucking views. And it takes a lot of research too. And I'm just too lazy. I'd rather watch the true crime.
Yeah.
Amy's done my research on the haunted hotel and shit. I never did that myself either.
That was the funnest thing ever. It was Nikki and I, and Nikki went deep diving into archives and stuff. But Robbie, that was so much like that. When you did that hotel thing, that was so much fun.
Yeah, that was probably one of the best streams on my channel besides my wedding, like as my favorites, because it was scary, especially when I was there by myself, like the first couple of God knows how many hours. And then that person prank called the hotel, remember? That was fun.
It was the camera. Remember the camera?
Oh yeah, I have a clip of that where it like tilted backwards and it moved in the other room.
It was really cool how you did it though, is that you guys actually went to the hotel and did the coverage, like being in there and doing the paranormal stuff first. And as you were doing that, Nikki and I were deep diving into the history, because there was a love story behind that murder.
Yep.
There was a true love story behind it. And so when you were doing all of that, Nikki and I were doing all the research into the love story. Like we got everything. We found their headstones. Like I even found out the marker. I gave you all the information, the marker number where Florence is actually buried.
Yeah.
So she doesn't even have a headstone. She just has a marker, like a number. So, but it was just like, it was really cool how it happened, because you did the paranormal stuff, and then you came in and we told the love story behind it, like what caused that incident to happen.
Yeah. And I mean, we didn't even know about that. Like that story was back in what, the 1892 or something like that.
I think it was 1899, 1898.
Yeah. And all the other hotels that are known to be haunted, when I would call them, I did it on a live stream. I was like, what's your most haunted hotel room? Can I get that? Everybody was like, our hotel's not haunted. But when I called the Oxford Hotel, they're like, this is the room. And then we looked up what happened and got the room. And that was really fun.
It was
I didn't even stay there that night. That was like a $300 room. And I dipped out as soon as the live stream was over. I'm like, deuces, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm done. But what was really cool, I think Nikki found it. she actually found, because it was in the 1800s, so they don't have the, pictures like they have now, but they actually had it sketched out, like, of where the bodies were actually laying when they were found. She found the sketches that the police drew out and stuff like that. So we knew exactly in that room where they were laying.
Yeah, and you also knew when you pulled the blueprints because they remodeled the room, remember? And
Mhm.
so since they connected them, the front door used to be like where the bedroom was. So you also
Mhm.
told me that. So she basically shot him, and what was it? She shot him and then she shot herself in the bedroom area. And that's why it felt so weird, because remember, I walked in the room on that live stream, and as soon as I looked down that hall that went to the bedroom, I was like, I can't go back there. It felt weird.
Right. Because they made that room into, like, kind of like a suite. I think it was one room, and then they redid it and it turned into a suite, so it took up two rooms when they redid it.
Yeah.
Back in the bedroom was where the murder took place.
God, that was so fun. And then Mexi and Sandra, the psychic, the medium, came in, and Mexi got the black lights going on and all his paranormal equipment.
And you, before they got there, you were there alone. You were by yourself, and you had the door.
Oh, I ran out that door when that other phone in the other room, the other camera moved and fell down.
But
I
you
was
also
out.
had the door open. Remember, you had your bag, like, holding the door open or something,
Yes.
because you didn't want to be in there alone.
Yeah, it's just weird. If you guys ever go to Denver, go to the Oxford Hotel and ask for the haunted room, and they'll book you in it. That was a good one.
That was fun.
I think that's all I had to say about the glare. I think, in my opinion and my experience, not just watching, but knowing the glare, knowing what he's about, knowing when he used to jump on panels, no, just using anybody, that's what he does. And also, he's a womanizer. That's my opinion on him. Yeah, the live, I'll find, I did a short clip from the live where the phone fell, just so people could see that part. But the whole live stream, God, that was like 8 hours, Amy.
Really?
I'll drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, because you
Or
got
I'll,
there first. You went there like like late morning, afternoon time.
yeah.
Because I remember when you went, and you were
And
there
we
for a
went,
long time by yourself.
yeah, it was a couple of hours. And then Sandra showed up, and then Mexi, he wasn't going to come. And then last minute ended up showing up.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then before that, we did the live stream where we showed all the research that you and Nikki looked up too. So if you either type in Save Robbie Oxford Hotel, or here's the haunted hotel link. Did you Black Friday shop? Because I have something for you guys. Oh, and by the way, I wanted just to say this one thing to Country Joe. Because Sophie's doing a goofy version of the awards, and I'm just being lazy. Me and Lokamai are doing a positive, like, Crama award show. You know what Country Joe had the nerve to say?
What?
Because of Sophie, she's like, "Ah, I invented doing awards on YouTube." First of all, bitch, you ain't been around long enough probably even to know who the fuck Diane's channel is, because her and Wendy have been doing that for years. And award shows on TV is who invented fucking award shows. It wasn't you, Country Joe.
No,
And
there.
you're stuck because you won every one of your fucking awards.
Oh no, she didn't invent that. Other channels have been doing it too.
Well, and yeah, and why even? I mean, yeah, it's fun to do the goofy ones, but we're doing positive ones of even people we don't like. That way, there's not bad categories in mine. But I am excited for Sophie's too, because there's a bunch of smart ass fucking categories. Back at you invented Post-it notes. What movie is that from? Romy and Michelle's high school reunion? I think that's what it's from. But anyways, I want to show you guys something. Speaking of Black Friday, and there's the haunted hotel link. I just dropped it in the chat. So Lokamai, okay, she just started a website, and you know how she does those glitter paintings?
Yeah.
She has a bunch of cool ones, like putting them on keychains and like key rings, stuff like that. So hold on, I want to drop her website because there's a bunch of like really good price stuff. And I found, well, I'm not going to say as far as a gift, but she has even like ghost face, cup holders and keychains and Michael Myers and like pretty much any fucking cartoon character out there. So here's her link. But I want to show you guys the ghost face. It's called treasuresbylocumi.com. So hold on, let me type that in. Treasures. Oh, and like I said earlier, if you want to see more stuff on Beck, because she does keep some of her drunken live streams up, but Morbid is doing a stream tonight, and I believe he's going to be going over some stuff. So you can see like how she actually fucking acts instead of her little, professional sounding like, oh, poor me, and laughing at everyone while she's really actually the instigator. So you'll definitely want to see that. Okay, so, oh, fuck. It says, oh my God, Locumi, it's a porn site. Just kidding. Oh, yes. Can you imagine Locumi? She's like, this is my OnlyFans. Little sweet Locumi.
Oh my God. No, imagine that with Locumi.
You open it, there's Locumi, spread eagle. She's like, hey, baby boy. Kind of like she was at Magic Mike. That was fun. If you guys if you meet Locumi in person and you go out to a strip club or a bar with her, ooh, you would have never expected Locumi is the life of the party. I was like, the night of Magic Mike, which it was like my, what do you call that? Bachelor party. And we had everyone go to the strippers. I thought maybe Oscar would get wasted. Me, like somebody would, get all crazy. Nope, it was Locumi.
Oscar was actually really good.
He was very well behaved. Like I thought you thought you'd have to watch over him and take care of him. And I thought he was going to end up, maybe catching some STDs or something.
No, he was very good. Very
okay. Well. Hold on, I found the website. So here's Locumi's website. I dropped it in the chat, but she has like collections of these cup holders. She has little snowmen, keychains, like pictures for the wall, stickers. So you guys should check it out. Because look, it's only like $15, $10, Mario and stuff like that. And she works really hard on these glitter that I would never have the patience to do something like that. Fuck that. Poor CJ.
Very satisfying to do, though. Like it relaxes you.
Well, so is yoga, but I can't do that. Nikki keeps trying to get me to do yoga with her. Not darling Nikki, but the other Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried it before and I just moan and grunt the whole time. It's supposed to be relaxing. But to me, I'm like, I would get kicked out of the class. Be like, sir, you sound like you're having an orgasm right now. And I just get stressed out. So it's not for me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll try it.
It's supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I did not miss anything, because as I listen to these live streams, I'd go into my my notepad and my phone and I'd be like, what the fuck? And I'd put something else because I didn't want to come on here and just cuss people out. And I didn't want to be mean to Granny either. But I mean, just if you know Granny, you know Granny's watching. It's just, I don't want to spark up a fight with her again or anything, but I mean, just the other day, I think it was yesterday, she was live and she was like, she said something about me, you, and I think Amber talking or something like that. I was like, I'm not talking to Amber. Are you talking to Amber, Amy?
Nope.
And then she was like, yeah. And she said my name, which the night before I was actually respectful enough on Morbid's panel to tell her happy Thanksgiving and be like an adult. She's like, and I really don't appreciate saying that I snorted cocaine off my kid's ass. Well, I don't appreciate you talking about mine and my husband's sex life or making up rumors about STDs and shit like that, Granny, and going after like my substance stuff and all that kind of shit. So, you know, in closing with all these people, if you don't fucking talk shit about people and start bullshit drama, that's usually the way that I'm going to end up cussing people out and saying horrible shit. And that's not an excuse, but that's the reason that I have said horrible shit about people, is because they're just fucking assholes. Instigating assholes.
I don't know where people, I've seen that too. People are saying that Amber and I are talking, and that is not true. So I have no intentions on talking to her, nor do I want to right now. So
she was in Morbid's chat last night, wasn't she?
I have no idea. I have her blocked.
Oh, I think she was. I think I saw her in there. Anybody see Amber's alerts in there, or Amber time in there? I don't know.
So
maybe not. Maybe I was
that is
seeing
rumor. Again, it's not true.
Yeah.
And that's
And
the
it's
problem
not
with,
like, even if it was, nobody would have to fucking hide that, because nobody tells me what to do. So if I was, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'm good.
right.
But no.
Well, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed for Amber and I to talk again, and it's the truth needs to come out on everything publicly because it was brought publicly. So there's a lot that needs to be fixed with that.
Yep. And a lot of accountability, but that's kind of hard for some people. All right. Did you have anything else to say? Because I think I got it out of my system, and I didn't really cuss anybody out.
No,
I'm better when I take notes, because otherwise I just come on here and I'm like, you know what, you little cunt? Listen up, you little bitch. And I start dragging people's grandmas, their moms, or everyone. So, okay, well.
So he's doing this live tonight.
Yeah, Morbid, you're going live tonight, right? I'm not going to say what, because I think Morbid always likes to have mystery guests and stuff, but the general gist, I think. And I think maybe he might possibly have a guest and stuff, mystery guest. I don't know. But look out if he goes, oh, he said yes, sir. So there you go. What time is it? I think someone dropped it earlier, the link. Let's see what time. I don't know if he schedules his lives or not. And Amy, when are you Hello Starlight was interested. When are you putting out this
I'm gonna send it to her first.
Oh, do you hear that, Hello Starlight? She's gonna send it to you.
No, I have her phone number. I'll just text it to her.
Early access. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm multitasking. Oh, there you go. Christola dropped it. So look out for that. And yeah, I think there's going to be a mystery guest. Folks.
Do I know the mystery guest?
Yes, you do.
I think I do.
Yes, you do. Who do you think it is? Put it in the backstage chat. I'll tell you if you're right or not. Or text it to me. Yoga, relax. Look at all you yoga people. Nikki's trying to get me addicted to yoga, like I got her addicted to littering. I love to litter. Sorry, don't litter. I'm kidding. But
okay, I sent it to you.
Stress relieving. Littering. Nope. Hold on. I'm making sure I do. Okay, there you go. You see that?
Oh.
Yeah. So
that
everybody eating Thanksgiving leftovers. Michael left our turkey out. So luckily we got more leftovers from like family, friends, shit tons, but he left the turkey out and it went bad. We threw it away. Yeah. Where'd you go for Thanksgiving?
My mom's had Thanksgiving at her house, but I don't like turkey. I eat ham.
We are enemies. I'll probably be hopefully vegetarian by next year. Because you know what I was thinking? I was listening. Where did I hear it? That Christmas song that everybody knows, a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Do you realize what that's saying? Like when I listen to that, and I do eat turkey, but listen to how selfish that sounds. Do you know where I'm going with this, Amy? You're saying what it takes is to have a corpse on your fucking table to make the season bright for you, and a bunch of turkeys and their families suffered to get it there, and you're singing about it. That's fucking demented.
Well, Robbie,
Sorry about that.
I was like,
I,
I didn't know what happened, but God created animals for us to eat.
that's so fucked up. That kind of makes me judge him a little bit, to be honest. Like, maybe, you know what? Maybe it is because I believe in reincarnation. Maybe bad people or people that need to learn shit. Like, we think they're cute when they turn into a turkey or whatever. Maybe it's their punishment to come down here and get fucked over and be on a platter for Thanksgiving. Like, that's their hell that they need to go through.
See, I don't believe in reincarnation.
Oh, okay. See, so like people like maybe that I maybe don't like Beck, for example. I don't think she'd get like permanent hell, but I think if she was reincarnated, she would probably be like a fucking mouse that ends up just getting caught in a mouse trap and dying.
Oh my God.
What do you think Space Monster would be?
I don't think that.
A roast pig?
I think she's so. I think Space Monster is so evil that God wouldn't let her be reincarnated. I think she would just burn in hell.
Jesus Christ.
Because she's mean. And she's
I'm going to give her a little credit. Maybe I think maybe possibly after being reincarnated multiple times, like first being reincarnated into a snake, which would be fitting, and then some person just walking up and hitting her over the head with a shovel and cutting her head off. And then again, she gets reincarnated into like a fucking ant, which their whole fucking community gets bleach poured on it, but they don't die right away. They lay in the bleach for a little while and they suffer and then they dry off a little bit. And then they get smashed by a little fucking angry kid. And then if she doesn't learn from there, then she'll be a fucking raccoon in the middle of the road. And here comes Mommy Ramblings flying down the fucking road. Ah, Jimmy, I hit a raccoon.
I would just think God would say you're not worth being reincarnated by.
But you ain't a reincarnated bitch. Bye.
Yeah. Dealing with her for a long time, for years. Yeah, I have nothing nice to say right now about her.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually saw Space Monster. She put, I think it was on her community wall. No, it was on Beck's. That May Noodles, which again, I have no opinion on her. I don't know anything about her. She commented on Beck's stream. She was like, really good stream. And Space Monster starts commenting. She's like, I would really like to have you on for what did she say? For a conversation without bells and whistles and all this stuff, rude interrupting. Are you fucking kidding me? That woman, May Noodles, is gonna, once she figures out the way you are, she's gonna run for the fucking hills. She's gonna fly back to Morbid's house. Because there's nothing logical about her streams, again, in my opinion. So
no, she inserts herself into everything and thinks she's relevant, and she's really not.
No. Well, and you know, to be relevant, you should talk about things that are up to date, you know, that are up with the times, that are relevant, not shit that happened back in 2018 that you're still holding in your tight little butthole. Just let it go. Or purchase a bidet. That'll help a little bit. Because if you sit on a bidet long enough, it's almost like a enema. It is. So anyways.
Mean lady. That's for sure.
She is mean. How long is she going to take this world tour from this 3-month relationship? Oh, the other girl. Yeah, she sure has a lot to say over a 2-month dating experience. Yeah. And so do a lot of other people about it. I see, if I don't have experience with people involved, I'm not going to talk about it. But in this case, when Beck's sitting up there and she's like emailing me last week, oh, we're not going to fight Robbie, but then you're going to go on and say lies and be like, he attacked me nonstop and Robbie tormented me and he doxed me. Oh no, bitch, you got it all wrong. You did not say all the horrible shit that you did to make me snap. So, and I don't even need her to take accountability for it because she probably doesn't even fucking remember, to be honest.
Well, here's my question though, Robbie. None of these people know Morbid, so why are they so invested?
Yeah, I mean, even Lyen sitting there talking about it, when he jumped on that train, I was like, dude, you have no fucking experience. The only thing he has experiences in is kicking back off his panel and sleeping with the same person Amber did. Or the Glare did. That's it.
Well, yeah. you know, he made that apology to Amber a few nights ago. And he had to make that apology to Amber because he interviewed or talked about Morbid's ex-girlfriend. So he had to make himself look like he was a nice guy and apologize to Amber for what he did.
Mm.
To make himself look like a halfway decent guy to be able to talk to the girl that went out to go see him. It was all.
Lyen is also another one that said, and Amber did too, our relationship is nobody's business. This doesn't need to be talked about on here. You guys doing this, you're sick and you need to get a life. Then he sparks up a live about Morbid's relationship. Isn't that funny? And Granny's watching you do the same thing too. You were on Lyen's panel like, this shouldn't be talked about. But if it, benefits you, then you're going to talk about it. When you have no experience with these people whatsoever. But, people are going to do commentary and whatever, but they just don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Who the fuck is Lyen? You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Stay away. He's crazy. Just, you don't want to know.
But he sure has a lot to say about you, that's for sure. And he doesn't even fucking know you. He used to deliver, but that was when he was a milkman. Hey, Foxy.
He likes to tickle his nipples.
I do too, though. I heard that maybe that's like a thing that homosexuals like. It's my right nipple. That's why my right nipple's bigger than my left. Do you see? It's bigger. This one's bigger because it gets sucked down a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's a good thing, Morbid. I would leave it that way. So, yeah. Melissa says, I find it funny so many people talked shit about Morbid's May stream, but everyone and their brother were restreaming it. Yeah. And had a lot to say. I mean, I still don't even really know what happened with that May thing because I wasn't that invested because I don't know her and I knew nothing about the relationship. So that part wasn't very interesting to me. The interesting part was Beck going around in people's chats playing like she's never done anything wrong to anybody. She's this perfect, innocent person who's been harassed on the internet. And it's like nobody even really cares who she was. I mean, I cared when we were friendly with each other, but when she proved to be kind of an unhinged person, I stopped talking to Beck and I left it at that. And then that's when her troll channel started. She didn't even come on here as herself daily almost. You remember when Sad to Me was around, popping out new videos that were edited together, which by the way, she says like, Robbie went over to Space Monster's Facebook or blah, blah, blah. Bitch, you had clips from my Facebook and screenshots over on your little Sad to Me videos. So practice what you preach.
Her and Beck and Space are the last two people around that need to be talking about how bad they've been harassed online. Because they are actually the harassers. They're the one that has harassed people.
Yeah, and you don't ever see them like coming on. Any time that I see my name tagged in their videos or I see that they posted a new video, I already know in some way, shape, or form, if not the entire video, is going to be about me or you or Darling Nikki or any of these other people that they throw in the mix. Every single time. They never come on here and like shoot the shit with people or talk about anything else. Like that is their channel. And then they sit there and say, they're obsessed with me or they stalk me. Bitch, no. Responding to you is not stalking, but I think maybe that's what makes them feel good. Is that's how they get the attention by poking the bear, and then they get it and they feel important in some sort of way. Bye, Morbid. I'll tune in tonight. Does Amy have birds? No.
No.
You don't have a bird, do you?
No.
That might be outside, but there's snow. I think all the birds died today because it's really cold outside.
There's no birds chirping.
Yeah, I don't know. Nikki said that. Nikki, have you been to the mental doctor? Had your head checked yet? She's hearing birds. Probably, I think Nikki has like 7 birds at this point. Bye, Layla.
Yes, and they talk.
Yeah, they're so cute. She recently lost one. It was sad.
Really?
Yeah.
Aww.
The African gray, I think it was. It was really sad. You have some of the videos from those channels screen recorded. Do you? Hello, Starlight. Would you be able to send me any of those? Because Becca, I believe that channel is hidden right now, isn't it? Sad to me, I think it is. But Becca, before she apologized to me last week and was like, I'm not gonna be mean, let's not fight, and I was cool with that. Before that, she was saying she was gonna start up sad to me and start dragging me again, simply because Lyen booted her off his panel for being drunk. So, you know, that's just her MO. And then the next day, Becca will sober up and be like, no, guys, I'm really happy in my new relationship. I'm just going to move on. And then she doesn't. And then she starts dragging people again. Go fix your shit. You'll dig through them. Okay.
It was nonstop with you, Robbie. Like it went on for what, over a year and a half, nonstop. Every day there was a new video being uploaded.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. And not only that, but like Space Monsters, Purge.
Mm-hmm.
Mark W. Mike is doing well. Thank you, Mark. Like the purge, and like if you purge, that means like you're getting rid of something and letting it go, right?
Well, yeah, but you also have that movie, The Purge, where they go off and, you know, kill people all night long.
Ooh, can you imagine? You're like, yes, I can. You're like, I already got a list.
My list was made a year ago.
Well, actually, The Purge is you're allowed to go break any law you want to that night. In that movie, I think that I would stock up on groceries. I would go shoplift and shit. But I'd probably get killed in the process. Because you know people from the internet would be coming for me.
Yeah.
They'd have their trips booked a year in advance. They want you too. They'd be lining up at your door.
Jeez.
Oh. All right. Well, anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Not at all. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming up and
You're welcome.
chatting and stuff.
You're welcome.
Okay. I will talk to you pretty soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. I have to pee, and I have to do laundry. Ooh, maybe I'll go sledding today. It's really freaking snowy and cold. The purge is like a nice way of saying puke binge and purge, right? I don't know. Those movies give me anxiety though, because I mean, can you imagine? If that happened in real life, I mean, the world would probably end just in one day because hackers would do it legally. They'd hack everyone. The economy would crash from everybody being hacked and having their shit stolen and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, that would not be good. Would be stress relieving though, wouldn't it? Send me the vape shop link. Okay, I will, Jerry D. I don't know if they're having the same sales though, because I just stopped in because I was craving a peanut butter flavor, and then I was like, oh shit, it's Black Friday, and I got mine for $5 a piece, so I stocked up on a bunch of them. Although I noticed when you smoke the same flavor repeatedly, your tongue kind of goes numb and you can't taste anymore. You got to switch flavors. I'm tired of all the fruity shit. I'm a Republican. Give me peanut butter crunch. You too, Wendy, if it's cold where you are. If it's not, then I'm jealous. The purge in real life would be crazy. Yeah, because it wouldn't just be people going around killing. It would be violations via the internet. I don't even want to say some things because that's probably not even allowed to say on it. Just terrible shit would happen. Okay. You wish you had snow? Fuck snow. All right, guys. Hi, Grace Case. Bye, Grace Case. Bye, guys. I'm going to get off of here or I'm going to piss myself. Ooh, that's what I would do if there was a purge because you're not allowed to pee in public. Because I pee nonstop all day and I'm always looking for bathrooms. So I just pee all day in public. I'd piss my pants, probably. Hell, I might even piss on somebody that pissed me off, literally. All right, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you later. Make sure you go check out Lokmaya's website if you want to do some little cute Christmas shopping. You know, for people, you know, like it's little stocking stuffers, or even people where you're like, oh, I have to get them a gift, which I don't do that anymore. I don't waste my fucking time. If I don't talk to you throughout the year, you're not getting a fucking gift. If I talk to you all the time, there's too many of you to send gifts to, and one will get jealous. So guess what? I'm not doing gifts for anyone this year except for my husband. and my brother-in-law. Everybody else can go fuck themselves. And I don't care. God, that feels good. Have a good day.
No, no chance. No, no, damn.